first thing that you need to make sure that you know in detail is software testing basics. Now, there is no excuse about not knowing the software testing basics. This is the first and foremost and the baseline and the foundation of your job. So you should be having good understanding of software testing basics. Okay. Now, when I talk about software testing basics, you need to understand what exactly is software testing, how it is done, how do you write test cases, how do you write defects, what are defects. So all of that information, it shouldn't take long to understand all of that, because if you are from the engineering background, there would be some subject which will teach some exposure around the software testing, or if you are not from the IT and computer background, you can still learn this once you are in the final year of the college or even in the third year of the college. You can browse through the online courses and YouTube channels and learn about all of these basics. I have posted a complete series of software testing basics, which is almost 50 plus videos, which covers all those software testing basic concepts. So go through that and you will be having a lot of exposure in terms of software testing basics. Once you understand the basics, is having some sort of software testing certification. Now, the certification that I usually recommend is ISTQB certification, and it is not something I recommend because I have some sort of tie-up with them or something. It is just that this is highly recognized certification. So ISTQB Foundation. So ISTQB Foundation certification is what you should be targeting for. The reason being, this is very widely recognized global certification, and it doesn't matter where you are in the world and working in IT as a software tester. Whenever the job posting is there, you will find that recruiters and companies do want you to have ISTQB Foundation certification at least to start the career. Now, why they want this certification? Because this certification ensures that you have understood the software testing basics, you know the concepts, how it is done, and then you know all the details that are being explained into the ISTQB Foundation certification. It is pretty structured certification. It gives you an overview of software testing. Okay, so in terms of foundation certification, that's what you should target after you learn the basic in the ISTQB Foundation. There will be overlap of basics in the ISTQB Foundation certification. So once you learn the basics, you can reapply that concept and learning to crack the ISTQB Foundation certification as well. Okay. Now, the bonus to this foundation certification is that there is a next path to it. So there is an ISTQB Agile extension to it as well. So once you do the foundation certification, then you can go for ISTQB Agile certification as well, which is, this is sort of a prerequisite. Foundation cert is the prerequisite to go for ISTQB Agile. This is also from ISTQB Foundation, but once you clear foundation, then you can go for ISTQB Agile certification. The reason being, because nowadays every company is working in Agile methodology. So Scrum and ISTQB Agile certification will give you that brief idea how testing fits into the Agile software development. If you can't do this certification, ISTQB Agile, still go ahead with at least the syllabus and the details of the ISTQB Agile certification. There are full courses on ISTQB Foundation certification and ISTQB Agile. They are free, available on my YouTube channel. So I'll post the links for both of these as well. Go through those videos and understand all of that basics very well, and then go for your exam. And there are many people who have gone through the courses and they are already ISTQB certified without taking any of the paid courses as such. Okay, so ISTQB Foundation certification, then ISTQB Agile, if you want to learn those concepts, is very important. Okay. Learning the test management. So learn some test management, okay, and Jira. Okay, so Jira is Agile project management tool. Now, because nowadays it's all Agile software development, so learn the basics of Jira. And when I say basics of Jira, how you are going to use Jira into the project. So there is a complete course on Jira as well. I won't recommend you to go through the complete course, but go through some 10-15 videos of the Jira, initial videos that I have posted for the Jira for Agile project management. That will help you to understand what exactly is Jira, how it is used, and then learn about the test management within Jira. So Zephyr and X-Ray, these are plugins which are popular one, and there is a course on Zephyr that I have posted. So Zephyr is a plugin that goes within Jira and that enables test management within Jira. So once you know Jira and then go through the Zephyr videos, which is 10-12 videos of Zephyr with Jira, which will explain you how to write test cases, how to raise defects, and all about the test management within Jira. Okay, so with this way you now know what exactly test management tools are, and then what Jira is, and how to use Jira, and how to do test management within Jira. Okay, there are other test management tools as well, but because Jira is very popular and accessible nowadays to almost every organization, and it is from Atlassian, so the smaller organizations which are less than 10 people up to 10 people, they get Jira free. So that is why it is very widely accepted tool for agile project management and also the test management using these Zephyr or X-Ray plugins. Okay, learning SQL. Okay, so this is important because SQL, once you know the structured query language, you would understand about how to interact with database. So when you are working in any of the project, there will definitely be a database component to it, right? Unless the application is standalone and doesn't have any client server or service oriented architecture, which is very rare. So learning SQL will give you an edge over other candidates that you know SQL. If you have to do the database testing, you will be able to handle those sort of roles as well. Okay, so learn the SQL and do not, I won't recommend you to get into very detail unless and until you have learned the basics well. Okay, so learning the basics well of the SQL as well. So SQL series is still in progress, it's going on, but I'll post a link for the SQL series as well. Okay, so till now whatever I have mentioned here, there are tutorial series and courses available there on YouTube. Learn the API fundamentals. Okay, so learn API fundamentals and API testing, how to test APIs, okay, or web services. So learning the API fundamentals and API testing is important because nowadays with service oriented architectures and web service and microservices come in picture, you just won't be testing the web UI, right? So the web interface will be available, but you shouldn't be testing everything at the web interface. Once you have the understanding of the APIs, the SOAP and REST service calls, you will be able to use the tools, for example, SOAP UI, okay, or Postman. Using these tools, you will be able to learn the API testing and just stick to the manual testing as of initial phases. The important thing is knowing these fundamentals, and if required, whether you will be able to test the APIs, right? You will be do the service calls, you will be able to verify the response, etc. That is important aspect and will give you a lot of extra benefit as compared to other candidates who don't have these skills in their resume. And there is a complete series of SOAP UI which also covers the automation part as well, and then Postman is also there available, which I'll post the links as well. So go through the initial 10-15 videos. Even if you're not willing to go for the automation part as of now, go through the initial videos and understand the manual testing of APIs first, and then once you build that skill, go for the automation part there. Okay, Selenium. Okay, so Selenium with Java. Why I say Selenium with Java? Now here this is important because this is very popular. Selenium is very popular automation tool. It's open source, and Java programming language will help you to grasp the job requirements or job posting that you will see in automation are mostly asking Selenium with Java or Selenium with Python, and Selenium with Java is very popular. So that is why there are a lot of job posting that require Selenium with Java. Okay, now if you learn the initial bits of Selenium with Java and basics of Java, that will help you to pick any sort of automation tool, because you know one programming language and you know Selenium. So that will help you to pick any other programming language and the tool for automation, whether it's open source or whether it's paid as well. Okay, because once you know Selenium and the automation basics, you will be able to pick other tools, for example Tosca and other which are low code, no code automation tool. You will be able to pick that as well. I'll post the link for this complete series as well, which is available on the channel as well. Okay, now in this one, what I would recommend is there is a complete series. It is for up to the advanced user and even the test architect level, because it includes the framework creation, etc. Don't go up to that level for initial phases. Just stick to the Java fundamental, which is there in the series, and then Selenium fundamental, so that you are able to launch a browser, then also identify web elements, then interact with the web page and run a basic test using Selenium with Java. If you are able to do it, you are good enough to get start as a software tester in any of the project as a fresher or a person who is restarting the career. Okay, you don't need to know everything, because you're not targeting the test architect job anyways, right? So in the initial phases or after the gap, just stick to the basics and that should be absolutely fine. Okay, your communication skills. Okay, communication. Now, why communication skills are important? Because when I say communication skills, it's verbal and written. Okay, so both skills are important, because when I say written, it's important because you will be documenting a lot of test cases, you will be dropping email, you will be analyzing the stories, coming up with the scenarios, documenting the defects, test plan, etc. So that is why written skills are important. And then in the verbal, it is important because you will be interacting and clarifying your doubts and also asking questions. So when you are asking questions or articulating your response, you should be clear what you are trying to mention or ask for. Okay, and that is where communication skills become really important. So I'm not saying that you become a complete expert into English, but at least you should be able to explain what you are trying to say to the person who is listening to you within the team. Okay, so communication skill is also very important factor, because it will help you not only in your job but in the interview as well, because in the interview they will ask you about different questions, and if you are able to answer them properly in a flow, then that will definitely help you to crack the job in software testing. Okay.